Hello and welcome back to the Scale Modelling Cafe, and welcome to this week's update. Quite a lot to talk about this week, so I shall crack straight on. On the channel, busy time. Lots of videos have gone up, lots of videos to come. Videos that have come out in the last week, I did a review video of a book. It was more of a book zine, I suppose, from Phoenix Publications. They have done a whole series on the Phantom. I've got the Wild Weasel book of theirs, but this is the US Navy, US Marine Corps Phantom book. Some really, really good stuff in there and some nice modelling builds at the end of it. So go check that out, highly recommended. The ClearProp 144 Key 51 Sonia build, obviously that's all finished. And I did something a little bit different. Whereas my normal sort of breakdown would be a part one, which is an introduction, where I talk about a little bit about the kit, the aftermarket, and some of the sort of markings, ideas, and that I've got in mind, and my kind of aim for that particular model. And then it's normally broken down into chapters, so the cockpit, the construction, painting and weathering, etc., etc. Because it's such a small model and it was such a quick project, I decided to do that in a one-er, like a traditional sort of YouTube style, if you like. But at the end of that, I do a little bit of a wash-up at the end, where I kind of refer back to part one and then essentially ask the question, did I achieve the aim? Etc., etc. So yeah, go and check that out. Something a little bit different for me. And that bit at the end, I'm going to do more of those because I quite enjoyed doing that. The F4 Phantom then from Zukimura, obviously that's recently finished that model last week. Yeah, the painting and weathering part, I think it's part 5, that goes up on Sunday. That's a really interesting part. See how I did the painting and weathering on that. Obviously for me that's the best part. The most enjoyable part, but it's been a long time coming. There's been a big gap because obviously I was waiting for the markings, but obviously that's all finished now. And yeah, go and check that out. I'm really pleased with how that video has come out. Still learning with my new camera, and yeah, I enjoyed that one. So that goes up on Sunday, and then the final part where I just bring everything together and then do that little wash up, that'll be the week after. Now that wash up is slightly different from the Key 51 Sonia video, which I did to camera. This one is, I've got a montage of photos, some in progress photos, quite a few sort of final reveal photos, if you like to coin a phrase, and I do a voiceover over the top. So watch out for that one, be interested to get your feedback. Sort of which ones do you prefer? Do you prefer the to camera, or do you prefer the voiceover with still pictures, like big high-res full screen pictures? Let me know. I've done another chat video. It'll go up on Wednesday. It's a bit of a rant, a sort of modelling sort of forum, social media cliche, if you like, or fallacy has reared its head again with some of the comments. Not only the comments on one of my videos, but also I've seen it on Facebook again. Every now and again this subject comes round and it's utter crap, so it kind of I wanted to address it, so look out for that one. It's an interesting video. It's not very long, less than 10 minutes I think. Right, the project then. Here it is. This is the Eduard 109F in 72nd scale. 2 in the box because it's the initial dual combo release, the limited edition one. I'm doing something a little bit different. Normally with these dual combos, I'll make both models side by side because it's more efficient. However, this one I'm doing a bit differently. I'm doing the video build first, and then the second one is going to be a photo build, and I'm going to bung that into a magazine. Part 1, I've already filmed part 1. I've already decided to do different schemes to what I've already said in part 1. So apologies for that if you're looking forward to those. I put up a request for information on my Facebook page and some of the other 109 modelling groups, asking for photos of the particular aeroplanes that I've chosen. I've not heard anything back, so I've decided to go down a different route. So this one that I'm doing the video build for is going to be a winter whitewash one, but not the one that's that I said I was going to do, because like I said, I can't find any photos. So this is going to be Hans Phillips from JG54, all over winter whitewash. The other one had sort of segmented bits in it, but yeah, I really wanted to find that particular photo of that airframe, but I couldn't. Therefore, I've gone down a different route. Still pretty much the same, but it's not going to have the yellow nose. It's going to be all over winter whitewash. So looking forward to the painting and weathering of that. As you can see, we're nearly there. And the other one is, ironically, I suppose you could, if that's the right use of the word, ironically, there is a very well-known colour photograph of a JG53 aeroplane with a yellow nose, but the green camouflage over the nose and then whitewash over the top of that. I'm going to do that aeroplane, but before the winter whitewash was applied, which I think is going to be an interesting take, because I don't think anyone's done that before. The kit itself is amazing. I knew it was going to be good from the Avia S199 that I built last year. Was it last year? I think it was last year. Dare I say it, this is even better. The cockpit is, I think, essentially the same. Beautifully detailed. And really takes painting and weathering really well. But the construction of the airframe on this, the fit is up there with Tamiya on this one. And I don't say that lightly. The fuselages went together really nicely. I use super glue partly for speed, but partly because that's what I do these days. Because I think it makes scribing in the seam line much easier, rather than going into potentially soft plastic. The wing to fuselage joint on this is amazing. The Avia kit says you need to bend down the wings, clip the fuselage in, and then bring the sort of dihedral back up. Didn't have to do that on this one. It wasn't mentioned in the instructions like it was in the Avia instructions. But the bit down the back here, the wing to fuselage just at the back, honestly, I put the glue on, I held it for, I taped it up, left it for about an hour, and when I came back to it, I took the tape off, and I could barely see the join. Quick, you know, we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4 swipes of a flory, skinny, blue sponge sanding thing, and it disappeared. It was that good. Just phenomenal. I've used the Master Barrels brass gun barrels, and I've drilled out the hole for the pitot, and that's it. And it's ready for primer. So the canopy's separate because I'm going to do the closed canopy on this one, and being winter whitewash, the canopy was masked off, and it was left in RLM 74, so, or 75. So I'm going to do that. The spinner is the brassing spinner. That is amazing. So that's ready for primer. The undercarriage is essentially prepped, ready for paint, and everything's ready for paint. Now you might be asking, if this is ready for primer, where's the tailplane? That is because it's a one-piece tailplane and elevator that slots in from the back, and then the rudder goes on. The rudder's going to be white on this aeroplane, not yellow, but I just thought it'd just be easier. The fit is that tight. It really is tight. There's actually quite a bit of force and pressure required to get it right in there, fully forward. But I just thought it's just going to be easier to paint that separately and then just pop it on at the end, because the fit is that good. It's amazing. I'm really enjoying it, and yeah, I'm away for the next 4 days, but when I get back, I've got a little bit of time off, so hopefully I'll be able to finish them both off, which would be cool. The part one of that's already been filmed, but that won't come out for another few weeks yet because there's still 2 episodes of the F4 to come. Right, on to the news. A little bit to talk about today. So, talking of Eduard 109s, the K4 is going to be out in September. They've released some information. I've popped it on my Facebook page. I'll stick it up here as well. That looks like that the engine and cockpit and all the detail sets are coming out at the same time. So that's really cool. I don't know if that's going to be a dual combo, though. We'll have to wait and see. I guess we'll have to wait and see for the next newsletter, which will be out middle of next week, I'm assuming. So look out for that. Very excited that that's finally here. And some of the design elements from the little one is going to be in that one, which is going to be awesome. So Peter Castle at Airscale, he's released a photo etched update set for the 1/32 scale Devastator from Trumpeter. Obviously a kit that people have been waiting for a very long time. That looks amazing. So if you've got that kit, I highly recommend that. Also the A20 Havoc kit, he's done an update set for that along the same lines. That looks amazing as well. So if you've got either of those, I highly recommend getting those. Talking to Trumpeter 32nd scale kits, they've announced an F-35B. Interesting box art because it's in the launch mode. So the just going off the ramp, the lift fan doors open at the front, the nozzle is deployed at the back, it's in beast mode. That looks like a cool kit. From Azure, I suppose, announced a little while ago 48 scale Super Mystère, but they've got a test shot out and they've given it to a good friend of mine, Yoav, and he's going to build it up. So go and check out Yoav Afrati's Facebook page. I've shared it on my Facebook page, so if you go to mine, you'll see all the photos he's taken of all the sprues, and you can just click him, give him a follow if you're interested in that kit and see the progress. It looks fantastic. And the last one is our friends at ClearProp. They did the TB2 in 48 scale. That's that drone thing. I think it's the Turkish drone. They've scaled it down to 1/72 scale. So I think that's going to be quite a nice size. It comes with a stand as well. And the 48 scale kit is actually quite a big model. So 72nd is going to be a lot more compact. And I'm very tempted by that myself, I have to say. There we are. That's it. Right, I'm going to finish off there because the something's flashing on the camera. I think the card is almost full. So look out for the F4 Phantom video, the painting and weathering that's coming out on Sunday, and the final bringing it all together and the wash up a week on Sunday. And look out for the rant on Wednesday. It's a bit tongue-in-cheek as well, I will admit, but yeah, I need to get that off my chest, like I said. Right, there we go. I'm going to go and pack for my 4 days away, and I'll see you on the next one. So cheers, bye-bye.